No, start with the NFL.
Oh, start with the NFL?
Yeah.
All right, so the NFL essentially told the Players Coalition that, hey, we will donate $89 million to any social, what's the word I'm thinking of?
Like movement,
social charities,
movement. Or
yeah,
you could just say charity.
Yeah, so $89 million. Now, the weird thing about all of it is that $89 million they were gonna donate to cancer research and whatever the fuck else. Which, don't get me wrong, is still, still good. But they're just moving money and saying, "Hey, look at what we're doing." And the Players Coalition essentially kicked out one of its top members.
Yeah, kicked out Colin Kaepernick.
Well, they didn't invite Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, he wasn't invited in general, but
he wasn't invited.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So he wasn't there. One of the main people that were part of the coalition wasn't there. So I think this is one of those things saying, "Hey, look, we all want to make money, so we're just gonna throw this money this way instead of this way." And, we can all go back to killing you guys for money.
I thought maybe I misunderstood the video, but when I watched it, I thought they were talking about, I thought they were basically saying that they were trying to pay these people to stop protesting.
Essentially, yeah.
Like, even if they're not literally giving them the money, because I know that was the biggest thing. Like, the protesting thing is, for some reason, some huge issue.
Well, that along with CTE every single year.
Yeah.
Ratings are essentially going down these past couple of years.
Yeah.
Ever since Colin Kaepernick started this protest movement.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw in a Vlad TV interview that he said, what did he say? He basically was, there was a Lord Jamar interview. He basically was talking about, like, he hypothesized that the NFL won't be a thing in 10, 15 years because of, which who knows, but that was something that was interesting. So I guess I could see, with the decline. And it's funny because, they'll say ratings are declining, but it's still like millions of people are still watching these games.
100. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
111 million people still tuned in to the New England Patriots and Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl. So it still does numbers. But overall, over the course of the season, it's down 5, 10, 15%.
Yeah, which
is a lot of money.
Which is a lot of money because, obviously these people need more money even though they're signed, even though all the players are being signed for like $3, $4, $5 million contracts. And it's like, but the NFL as a whole needs more money apparently.
Yep. And that's not even, we can do an entire show on how terrible the NFL is, but I mean, do you want to?
No, I wasn't attempting to do that at all, honestly.
I was going to say, do you want to talk about this this protest and this 89 million, or do you want to talk about how shitty the NFL is?
We would end up doing a mix of both regardless of what topic we addressed. So
$89 million, don't get me wrong, is a lot of money.
And chump change.
Chump change to a $14 billion company.
Exactly.
$14 billion. Oh my god.
If you got $14 and somebody's asking for 89 cents, then I don't think you're gonna be that mad.
I think it's like 8 cents, 8.9 cents.
Oh, you're right. So
that's literally what.
So 8 pennies and like a ninth of a penny. you cut 9/10 of a penny off.
Yeah, you got $20. Somebody asked for a dime. That ain't shit.
Yeah, exactly. So.
But still, none of the owners are giving up any money. The commissioner Roger Goodell got a $10 million pay raise. $10 million per year.
$10 million fucking dollars. Like,
if he was a player, he'd be the highest paid player by about $18 million. I think Matthew Stafford is the highest paid. He gets about $24 million. Roger Goodell makes $40 million, bro.
Do you understand, bro? Like, you could live off of
one year.
You could live like a good amount of time. Like, basically, you could probably live like the rest of your life off of $24 million. Mm-hmm. Obviously, if you don't have if you're not leasing 7 cars and you have 8 houses, but
if you have 1 house, 2 cars.
If you have 1 house, like, yeah, two cars, like one nice size house, 2 cars, and you do some fun stuff here and there, then yeah, you could easily live off of $24 million.
Bro, $24 million, you can buy this entire apartment building 4 times.
Exactly.
That's
probably
insane.
Way more than 4.
That is insane.
Because this is a shitty ass apartment building. So probably.
I think it's nice.
Nah. So probably more than 4. It's not nice. They let me paint the walls, and I'm renting this apartment. So
that's funny.
I'm borrowing this apartment from them, basically.
All right. So, how do you feel as a black man in America, a bunch of old white men saying, "Look, we're not giving you guys any more money. Like, fuck all of you. Like, fuck Hispanics too. Fuck every poor person. We're not giving any extra money whatsoever."
Old white people have dictated the lives of
everybody
of everybody since the beginning of time, basically. So,
time, but modern time.
We'll say the beginning of American history.
Yeah, absolutely. Since about 1500.
Yeah, we'll say the beginning of American history. We could even jump it a little bit further. We could say, old white people have run the country since, run and have attempted to run every aspect of the country.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
So I don't know. I'm not surprised that it's like this once again, because this is just the people. It's just the people who are rich trying to get more rich, and hey, it is what it is, I guess.
So it's just another thing of the rich get richer and fuck everybody.
Yeah, basically, it seems to be one of those things where the more. Apparently, for some people, you can never have enough money, which is.
Bro, think about this. 10 years ago, 2007, the NFL was a $7 billion company. Now it's a $14 billion company. In 10 years, they made $7 billion.
There are 7 billion people on the earth. So in 10 years, they made $1 for everybody.
For every single human. That's insane.
Yeah.
And they still refuse to say, yo, look, we have been a pretty fucked up league for a while.
Forever, man. Like, what about can we talk about all of the fact, all of the injury that they caused? Like, let's talk about the one there was one episode of South Park where they're talking about kneeling, and they show a couple of retired players come out on the field who are fucking hysterical. One of the guys comes out and he's in the middle of the field and he's pretending to bake a cake.
I remember that episode.
Yeah, and it's just
and that's real.
Yeah, and it's just, the NFL does this to people. The NFL ruins people.
Let me ask you: have you heard of a guy named Keith McCants?
Probably. I probably know his face better than his name.
He was an NFL player. He was interviewed a while back, I believe last year. I mean, maybe you came across the interview.
Maybe.
Well, he said when he was in high school, he was a 4.0 GPA student. After 15 years in the NFL, he can't read. He can't read. He can't write. He can barely speak. He can't see. He essentially became a crackhead, not because he liked doing crack, but because the NFL put so much strain on his body that he needed something to numb the pain. And when he got eventually cut because he wasn't good enough, they cut his health insurance.
Oh, wow.
That's the type of league that fucking does this shit, bro.
The NFL, the NFL chews you up and spits you out when they're done with you. That's definitely what it seems to be, The NFL is just wine testing these people. You just drink a little, swish it around, give it a taste,
and then you're done.
And then after you've gotten your feel for it, you can spit it out, and then you move on to the next. That's definitely what it is, and that's just with we could go on and on about that because that's just everything, whether it be politics, sports, video games.
I don't know, man. The NBA. If you remember Donald Sterling when he was like, "Yo, when he told his side chick, I don't want you taking pictures with black people, don't take them to the game, blah, blah, blah."
Yeah, I remember that.
The commissioner essentially said, "Yo, Adam Silver, fuck you, dog. We're done with you, you old ass motherfucker."
Yeah, they're definitely more willing to do things like that, which I enjoy.
Yeah,
at least to an extent.
And I can definitely appreciate as a fellow minority, Melvin.
Yeah, as a fellow perceived minority, that's why I associate my gender with nature. I'm a tree. Fuck that. I'm not black.
You identify as a tree.
I'm not black. I'm not male. I am a tree. What? I am a genderless tree.
That's fucking funny. Well, I'm a handsome Puerto Rican man, bro.
Yeah, you be that man. You be that discriminated man. Nobody discriminated against no trees, brother.
Hey, bet they'll fucking tear you down to make a table.
Hey, that's okay. I'll be the sexiest table to ever do it.
Be a
touchdown
table in a fucking rich household.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. I'll be an $8 table at Goodwill, but hey, who cares? Works for me.
All right. But still, I think all of this is gonna come back to bite the NFL in the ass. I think eventually, yeah, they're gonna come back and be like, "Yo, maybe we should have helped our players. Maybe we shouldn't have essentially let these people kill themselves."
Things are gonna come full circle eventually. It's it always happens. That's just a cycle of life. Whether it be 10, 15, 20 years down the line, eventually the NFL is gonna, the people from the NFL, those negative people and the just those negative aspects of the NFL eventually are gonna have to be weeded out. Which I don't know. Like,
what do you think of Miko Grimes?
Miko Grimes.
Miko Grimes was on Vlad TV a few times, Brilliant Idiots a few times, Breakfast Club a few times.
Wait. Who's Miko Grimes again?
She is the wife of NFL cornerback Brent Grimes.
Okay.
All-Pro. I don't know about All-Pro, but All-Star corner. He makes about $8 million a year. And she said, yo, the NFL, or the head coach said, we're going to wait until the last day to cut you so that way you can't get picked up by another team.
Oh, wow.
You didn't hear about that?
Maybe I did. I don't know. I intake so much information on a daily basis. You know, it seems I tend to forget what I've thought, what I've seen. You know.
Oh, me too.
I barely remember yesterday. You know, so I can.
So yeah, that's the league, and I truly believe, aside from people trying to make it out the hood, nobody's gonna want to play nobody's gonna want to play football knowing at any point in time they can become a quadriplegic, they can have a spinal injury, they can have a concussion so bad they forget who they are for a month.
I don't think the reality of that bothers people, because if I'm right, those tend to be those issues that people face down the line. You know, when you hear about people having these severe injuries. I think I remember who you're talking about. The one. No, this might be a different. No, this was a boxer who was. I think he was on Vlad TV. He came out as gay, I believe. And they were. I don't remember his name, but they were talking about. He was talking about his speech, and he kind of spoke with a little slur, and he emphasized that before boxing he didn't speak like that, meaning basically all the punches to the face are what fucked him up. You know, so it's like sports as a whole, you know, tends to dibble and dabble in things like that. So I have no idea, you know. So that's why my point in saying that was I don't think that these people coming up care about that. You know, we could even connect this to a completely non-related topic. We could talk about like LeVar Ball, like basically crafting his children into
NBA players.
NBA players, you know, like that was the plan.
Yeah.
And I heard in a talk somewhere he said that there was no plan B.
Oh yeah.
Like plan A, like there was only a plan A, and that was all three of them are going to be in the NFL.
NBA?
You know? Oh, I just spazzed. My bad. Yeah. All three of them are going to be in the NBA. My bad.
Yeah.
But, you know, same craziness.
But you got to remember, NFL right now is the biggest sport in our country, one of the biggest in the world. Boxing at one point, they had fights where 120,000 people showed up. And now it's hard to sell a boxing match.
Yeah. I mean, unless it's like Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah,
or like,
unless Floyd...
Or Manny Pacquiao, or just, you know, somebody that's, somebody that has somebody who's...
popularity, or they have a country behind them like McGregor.
Yeah, McGregor for sure, because he got his ass whooped in that fight.
That's funny as fuck.
But hey, I love McGregor. I really wanted him to win.
I wanted him one lucky shot.
Like, I wanted it to be like one of these. Like, he caught Floyd with just an uppercut, and then...
Just random out of nowhere? Yeah.
Like, just fell asleep.
That's what I wanted to.
You know, like, that's what I wanted to happen, but... You know, obviously things don't work that way. Sadly, things don't work that way.
But Mayweather outskilled him.
Yeah, he did outskill him. You know what I mean? Like, I would, but yeah, it's just the.
So yeah, NFL. How long do you give it before it eventually just
melts down? I don't know. Because like we said at the beginning of the conversation, the NFL is still doing.
It's a $14 billion company.
$14 billion industry, and it's still like the games are like popular games are still doing millions. Like ratings are still in the millions. You know.
Don't look at me.
Ratings are still in them. I just felt bad. You sat on the floor. Like there's so many places to sit. You sat on the floor.
I mean, not right here.
I'm hot. I'm wearing this thick ass sweater right there in front of the candle and shit.
Okay, right. Fair enough. And we can't have a fan on for the sake. Okay, tangent. I don't know. Honestly, because of how much money the industry has, I think it might be maybe 25, 30 years.
I think so too.
Like maybe when we're fucking 45, like, you know, like 45, 40, you know, 47, around there. You know, when we're old men.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe then it'll be like maybe we'll be those old men who are being washed up by our Asian caretakers, and in our bed like, I remember when the NFL was still a big thing. I remember as a kid, I wanted to be like Brian Urlacher. Maybe that'll be us but who knows? Because there's just so much money in the industry.
I give it 35 years because this new crop of talent. After them, I believe that's it. Like these young, 15 to 20-year-olds now, not even like 10 to 20-year-olds. I think after them, I think it's done.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Oh man,
it's just the sports industry is definitely interesting.
So Melvin,
I don't like the way you said that.
So Melvin.